Let me check if it started. Yep, it started. What is up,
Ah,
guys? It's your boy Samuel, and today we are doing another episode. Say your name.
I'm Gary, and today I'm here helping him with the podcast. Podcast.
Okay, so yeah, so let me see. Oh, okay, so he's in. So yeah, so another person is trying to join, but his device is not connected. That's what it says for my side. So yeah, so what do you want to talk about today?
Anything that's on your list?
So I think we should talk about basically the first thing first. I gotta say this. So basically, the last podcast episode I did, it was I think a month ago or something like that, and literally that was when I got like kicked out of my Instagram account. Oh, and then like 2 days after like I uploaded the podcast episode, literally I was able to like log back into my Instagram account. It was so
Nine.
like weird because it was like bruh. It was like wow. It's like I'm so surprised that actually happened. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think the first thing I want to talk about is I probably want to talk about some I kind of want to talk about some Thompson the Tank Engine for once because we hadn't really talked about a lot of things on this podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, um, so what is your favorite Thomas movie? Thomas the Tank Engine movie?
Hmm. I really don't know because I really do like them all.
Oh, okay. I think my favorite one is The Adventure Begins.
Yeah.
Yes, pretty good, pretty good. I think the worst one I have ever seen was Big World Big Adventures. It
Yeah.
was pretty annoying. It wasn't good. It was not good at all. I did not like it at all. It it wasn't that good. So it was basically something. It was basically not the greatest thing I ever seen. It was not good. I was very not motivated to watch it. I did not want to watch it, but I did. You watch it and it wasn't good. So yeah.
Yeah.
So so yeah, it was kind of not really the greatest thing I ever watched. I wasn't really, liking it. Like it wasn't that good. But
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I could say that was, you know, pretty good about Big World Big Adventures was the beginning, but not really. But it wasn't alright. It was alright, but it wasn't like it's gonna save the movie. Nah, it didn't really save anything. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think what do you think was the start the downfall of Thomas? I
The hit era. The hit
yeah
era.
yeah I could say that, but like the most recent downfall, either I would probably say Journey Beyond Solar because the bouncing stuff and the movements of the engine. Even though the Great Ways was pretty bad, it didn't really show at least to us what would have been of Big World Big Adventures and what eventually would be season 25. They didn't really show us that much. Other than Thomas being in the spotlight, which is basically most of the movies, but other than that, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Basically, I already run out of ideas to talk about for this episode already.
Oh,
But you have like an idea to talk about?
Um,
I do. I have a whole bunch.
I really don't know to be honest, but
I do.
I just say that I just say I'm really too glad to be in this podcast. It's like even though it's my first time, I'm just really glad to be enjoyed with it. So thanks for having me too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the first time I collabed with somebody on a podcast. I know this is kind of, rough. I know this is not really going to be professional because I don't really think about what I'm going to talk about before I
Yeah,
talk about it. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm actually going to look through Twitter to see if there's like something I can talk about because it's like I'm because there's always something about Twitter. There's always something. There's always something about Twitter. So yeah, let me look through Twitter real quick to see is there anything interesting to talk about. I'm gonna go to Twitter search page trending. Let's see what's on trending. National Siblings Day. That's alright. Um,
Okay, I do got my brother here with me. If you do want to talk to him about some things, they say he has a lot to talk about.
yeah, he can talk. Yeah, yeah, he can talk
No.
about some stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna
Can I
try.
rejoin and rename myself?
We can say mine. I'll let you know.
Okay.
So, but come here. So I'm gonna turn the table. I'm gonna let him have it for now. I'll wait till he comes back in here, and then we'll turn the tables, and then we'll probably turn back again.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
all right.
Okay.
So,
Go.
all right. So here he is. Just thanks for the podcast. I'll try to join as many times as I can though. But here he is. He might
Okay.
sound the same,
I'm
but it's gonna be him.
I'm famous. And I
Okay.
am. Welcome, everybody, to the newest member of the group.
So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, what you want to talk about?
Really, okay, you remember how Donald and Douglas came to Sodor? Like them both
Yeah, I
when they
remember.
did one engine?
Yeah.
Well, there is a truth behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Douglas was being scrapped. Donald didn't basically want his fate to come.
Yeah.
So Donald took Douglas with him just so he could escape scrap.
Yeah.
And then they made that whole indignation meeting with just to keep Douglas on Sodor, to keep them both.
Yeah.
And for Henry's old shape, it is a hybrid of a
Mm-hmm.
LNER A1 and an LNER C1.
I think it was a GNR C1, right?
Yeah,
GNR.
the
Yeah.
GNRs.
Yeah, the Atlantics, right?
Yep, that is true.
Yeah.
And even Sir Topham Hatt said that I was expecting a Atlantic, not this.
To be honest, I think there's a trains model or something like that of Henry that looks like very similar. I think if Henry was not like stolen, if like they were going to build him as like a different class or like build him normally, like I think it would be like kind of like a C1, but instead of having four wheels, it has six wheels.
I'm gonna say one thing: if he wasn't stolen, and if the blueprints wasn't stolen and actually had like good parts and stuff, Henry would be successful.
Yeah,
But in that case, Henry wasn't successful due to him actually having poor building, poor parts, poor mending. They didn't really keep him up in a good shape too.
yeah. So, what do you
And
think? Do you think Thomas is like an E2 or a different class? Because I feel like he might be like a
okay,
prototype of the E2 or something like that.
okay, no, Thomas is a heavily modified E2.
Yeah, I think so. I think he might be one of those E2s who was either come out first or when they had like the side tanks, the extended side
Yeah,
tanks. I think he might have been
yeah.
the first one, and I think he might have been like a test to see if like the side tanks work. That's why he didn't have most of the E2 features because he was like a test and like they wanted to see, hey, do they work? And
Well,
obviously it kind of did work.
well, you see, Thomas was built in 1915.
Mm,
He came to Sodor in 1915 because
15.
he got lost down there in Brighton.
Yeah,
When he found Sodor, and after one stop and had kept him there for a while, he bought him, repainted him, and then the whole thing happens. Edward teaches him how to shunt, and the whole story goes on.
yeah,
But but when he came to Sodor, he wasn't heavily modified. When he did come, they Saddam had decided to want to heavily modify him because he had read rumors about the E2s having
like
all the troubles.
having all the troubles with not being able to run longer trains. That makes a lot of sense. That does make a little bit of sense. Makes it seem like he was a normal E2, but he got the extended side tanks when he came to Soldor. That does make a lot of sense.
And plus, heck, even my OC, I decided that I found a wrong build of a prototype on Google, and it looked just exactly like my OC. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this. My OC is actually a wrong build of the E2 class.
Oh,
So clearly, yeah, he might be Thomas's older brother, but just decided he had it worser.
yeah. So, do you think so what do you think about what do you think will be the closest like what do you think will be the closest like class for Percy because he's like
Oh,
experimental.
they're actually
He looks so
well,
different.
no, that's not to be exactly. Percy is a
I think he might be like a modified GNR
Percy
engine.
is based, Percy is a GWR saddle tank.
Hmm, yeah, I think
It's
so.
been proven fact. The Wilbert Audrey said it himself that Percy is
I think like a heavily modified,
that
right?
Percy.
I think somebody else joined, right? Yeah, somebody else joined. Let me add him too. Yo,
Hey guys, what's up?
so we are actually doing a podcast episode. So welcome. So welcome.
Welcome to. Oh,
Oh yeah,
this is banned, by the way. Not the other one.
yeah.
So yeah, basically, so we were kind of talking about what class is closest to
I can
what
edit my name.
Percy is.
Mhm.
Hold on, I'm gonna edit my name really quick.
All right.
So let me take this banner down so everybody can see the people's names. So yeah. So basically, what we were talking about was so basically so
There you go.
basically so basically
What?
um what do you think Percy is like? Do you think like he is closest to a GWR saddle tank or something like that?
I'm afraid it's
Yeah,
like the Avo saddle tank engine, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. So
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So what do you think? Do you think the E2s would have been more successful if they looked like the Strasbourg Thomas?
I'm afraid
Yes.
E2's a lot. They weren't exist anymore. Like they were scrapped in 1963.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah,
All of them. Yeah, none of them survived the whole scrapping thing with
yeah,
British Railways.
yeah.
Yeah. So the E4 tank engine
But I
was
wish
the
they did though.
railway.
It would be kind of nice to see at least one of them get preserved, and maybe even get like repainted into like Thomas. So like the real life Thomas is actually still there, even though it might not been like the actual engine.
Mhm.
So I actually saw a video of an Eleanor A3 Pacific painted in BR blue.
Mhm.
I kind I kind of imagine in my head like a little kid just sitting there, like imagine say Flying Scotsman coming into the station.
Mhm.
The kid's like, "Oh, that's Gordon. Oh, that's Flying Scotsman. Wait, it's Flying Scotsman." It's like it's a win lose win situation because you think it's Gordon, but it's actually Flying Scotsman. But Flying Scotsman is a famous engine, so it's a win lose situation because you think it's Gordon, but it's actually not Gordon, but it's Flying Scotsman. That's kind of like a win lose situation because it's like it's a win lose
Yeah.
win situation because it's like, oh, it's the Flying Scotsman. I thought it was Gordon, but it's the Flying Scotsman.
Mhm.
Like that's kind of like funny because it's like if you're just like sitting there chilling and like a Steve he mentioned like let's say an LNER A3 passes in the BR blue, you're going to think, wait, I heard from the books that there's an engine on Sodor. Is that engine actually real? Like you're going to be guessing like what is that engine real or something like that? It's going to be like, am I dreaming? Is my eyes taking? Is my eyes playing games with me or something? Guess it's like it's kind of like weird and stuff. So, what do you think about the? So yeah, speaking of LNER A3s or LNER A1s, so what do you think? Do you think the LNER A1s are were like I think I heard something about like the LNER A1s were like too big for the LNER or something like that or like too tall.
Like,
Yeah,
mm,
I think there it was something like that where they were like too tall or too big.
mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
I heard something about that.
Yes, I kind of understand that. That's what Gordon was actually based on. He was built in
Mm.
1920s.
I think some people think it was built in 1920. I say he's built in 1922.
It was built in they was built
I think it was
they
here.
was they LNER A1s and A3s was built in 1922.
Yeah, so yeah, so I say he was like the prototype, right? That's what most people say he was the prototype.
You know.
So I
Yeah, he
say,
he had a heated boiler.
yeah, yeah,
Just okay. I'm gonna say this: the LNER A1s and A3s had heated boilers to keep up with the LNER A4s, aka the Mallards.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you guys seen my OC, right? It was basically kind of like an LNER A3, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
like, so yeah, it's kind of like basically it's basically kind of like Gordon, but with smoke deflectors and the LNER, like you know the LNER quarter or tenders. basically kind of like what the A3s and the A4s had, like something like that. So basically something like that.
Mm.
So so what do you guys think about so basically I was kind of thinking about something. I was thinking, what if Magic Railroad never existed?
I'm afraid it's like the Rainbow Sun, Mm, but also it couldn't like Shining Time and also Muffled Mountain.
What
Uh,
if Magic Railroad never came out or never was actually a thing?
I'm
What do
not
you think
sure.
would happen? Do you think the classic series would have stayed on? Do you think Hit Entertainment would somehow, some way buy Thomas, or do you think we'd be in a better situation than what we are right now?
I'm not sure about that, Samuel. That's it's kind of it thinking.
It's kind of like a it's kind of it's kind of like, yeah, Thomas never came out in a movie. It's kind of more of a it's kind of like, you think it's an easy answer, but once you try to like think of an answer, it's like, bro, that's
Hmm.
hard to think about, because it's like, how can you actually like how can you basically basically talk about it? Like how can you so basically um how can you it's basically like, I don't know if like when did when did season 5 come out? 1998 or something like that?
Yeah, 1998 in
I
the
think it was
UK.
like um I think did Magic Railroad come out between season 5 and season 6, or season 6 and season 7?
It was came in like after season 5. Also, season 6 came out in 2002.
So I think if Magic Railroad never existed, season 6 would have probably been relatively the same. Season 7 would have been a tiny bit better. I don't know. I think season 7 would have been a little bit better, at least in the US.
Yeah, I don't like the US music of season 7.
Yep. And especially, I don't even like what's his name? Michael Brandon or something like that.
Yeah, Michael Brendan.
Yeah, it was not good. I couldn't, it wasn't good. It was alright, but for certain characters, he just did not have, you know, the voice.
Mm,
Gordon.
yeah.
Yeah. Just wasn't that good.
Hmm.
Um,
This.
for some, I'll be right back.
All right.
My mic. Um,
Check.
Sorry about that. So I just had to check on.
All right.
I had to check on what Bandit said. So basically, so yeah, basically, so I wanna. So what do you think? If so, I think if there was supposed to be an engine to bank trains up Gordon's Hill other than Edward? Who would it be?
Hmm. Let's say Gordon just come by, so when Edward can help somebody and push up the hill, so like pulling coaches or trucks.
I think
That's
I could probably say probably it could probably be like a mixed traffic engine or something like that. Somewhat the size of around the same size of Edward or James. Maybe a little bit smaller than Henry, but nothing really too big. I'll probably say if I had to say like a designated other than Edward to replace Edward on banking duties, I'll probably say somebody like Molly or something like that would be a
yeah.
good choice.
Hmm.
So, what do you think? What do you think will be the best episode of? Can you name? So, what's the best episode of every season?
I guess I'd say season one, and it's gonna has the good season, like good episodes. Season two, three, 4, and 5. Also, season 6 has a problem. That's because Middle Engine is the worst Thomas episode.
Yeah.
But I'm removing it from my list.
So, so I think the best episode of every season is um Edward Henry Gordon for season one. Season
Hmm.
two, basically all of the Diesel and Duck episodes, the Diesel and Duck trilogy.
Hmm.
Season three, season three, Percy's Promise. Season four, um, um, Grand Puff. Season five, he's
Hmm.
Duncan gets spooked. Season six, Thompson and Jet Engine. Season seven,
Hmm.
Emily's first episode. Season eight, I have not watched at least an episode from what I know of from season eight.
Mm.
Season nine. Wait, which season was Gordon?
See, respect for Gordon.
Gordon is in season nine or season 10?
Probably like Gordon and the Engineer.
No, Gordon. Respect for Gordon.
Yeah, season 9.
Season
It's a
nine, and then Gordon and the Engineer. I think it's
season.
season 10 is season 10. Gordon the Engineer, right?
Hold up, Samuel. Let me find something.
Hmm?
Let me just look on Google.
Let me check.
Okay. All right, let me check on it.
I gotta see. I gotta check.
It's season 11.
Okay, so season 11. Okay, Hector was introduced in season 10, right? You're season 10 or season 11?
Let's see, Heather the Horde. Yeah, season 11.
I guess I gotta take Thompson a birthday meal. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then season 11 is Gordon the Engineer. Season 12 is, I don't know, James sorts it out. Season
yeah,
13 through, through 16, I have not watched many episodes of that. And if I had to watch one, I wouldn't tell a single difference between either season 16 or season 13. Season 17, I have not watched many episodes of that, but I would say out of the ones I watched, Steamy Stafford. It's it's alright.
yeah,
Season 18, I don't know. Season 18,
yeah,
what season 18 is Henry's Hero, right? That's in
yeah.
season 18.
Let's see,
Season
Henry
19 is
Thomas and the Thomas the babysitter.
is in season 19, right?
Yeah,
And then season 20, Mike's Whistle.
yeah.
And then
Also, tit for tat.
yeah, Tit for Tattoo. And then season 21, the I forgot what the episode's called, but it's about Gordon Spencer. I forgot what it's called.
It's called a New Year's episode.
Yeah, the one about Gordon Spencer. I forgot the name of it, but I already know what it is. I think it's I don't know. I forgot.
Hmm.
What's it called?
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
whoops. Um, Confused coaches. I think. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Okay, season 22. I have not watched a single. I barely watched any episodes of that. I could not really say much, but I guess the only one I really, well, the only one that is, I guess, decent. Actually, there's nothing that I could say. At least from what I watched, the one I heard from is what is so one with I don't know. Um, season 22. I think the one with Edward, Bill, and Ben in season 23 have not watched a single episode of that, so don't ask me those questions. At least from what I know of. Hunt the Truck, yeah, that's what it is. Hunt the
Yeah.
Truck, season 23, have not watched a single episode of that. But if you count when was Steam Team to the Rescue season
Season
23?
23. Yeah. Steam Team to the rescue.
Yeah, I can count that. Season So Steam Team to the Rescue, yeah, I can barely talk.
Yeah.
Steam Team to the Rescue, and 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 season 24, Thomas and the Royal Engine.
Yeah. Thomas and the Royal Engine. That was good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was the best episode of the Big World Big Adventures era.
Yeah. I'm afraid that the season 24 is like the last season of CGI. So we're going to the 2D era, but I'm very pissed about the
Yeah,
2D era.
yeah, yeah. It's not going to be good. I just don't feel like it's like from what the trailer has shown us. It's not going to be good. It ain't good.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. So then Mattel blocked out the original trailer on YouTube on their own freaking website.
Yeah, I don't get it. They're aware that people don't like it, but they're like they're like, oh, we don't care. We're gonna block like everybody who says the trailer's bad. We're gonna try to copy strike like all those people. So yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm afraid you're right.
Yeah. I
But
think
uh,
so do you think like the new toys are gonna be alright? Like
I'm I'm afraid not going to say no. All
like
these merchandise.
the the new merchandise that's coming out is it's alright. It's still bad. Still still bad, but it's at least better than what came out when the show was actually good.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's yeah. I think I actually was thinking about this. So have you heard the show The Grand Tour?
Yeah, yeah, I saw this.
Huh?
Yeah, I did, Samuel.
You remember the first episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the beginning of the first episode, I was thinking something kind of similar to that. When, like, let's say, for example, after season 25 or season 26, Mattel has, like, gone down in, gone down so much and, like, money, they're, like, saying, we're not going to produce any episodes. We're thinking about selling the show. If not, we're going to end the show completely. And, like, basically the intro is, like news reporters, and then like let's say so Top Hat just got done with a meeting from with Mattel. Is flying from America back to Sodor. Not really to Sodor, he's heading to London. And then he gets on a train and like as like he gets from like London to Sodor, like the music starts to like like intensify to like like it's getting good, and then like he arrives at um Titmit, because was Titmit like the main station in the railway series, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he arrives at Titmit, and then like and basically it's like some enthusiasts near Sodor who are bought the show, and it's now going to be filming like the engines normal lives. He's going to be interviewing engines. He has a whole crew around the world who can interview and film the engines and film the engines like all around the world, like for example America, India, Japan, all those countries. Let's say hey that like and something like that. That would be like something like that. That's like cool.
Mhm.
Um, dude, what do you think is better, using trains or the 2D animation?
I think I'd say using trains,
Yeah,
like the models.
yeah. If Mattel was actually going, if Mattel was smart, they would just say, "Hey, we're using trains," but obviously they ain't really, smart. Yeah, let's hope Mattel does not see this video. I don't want to get my whole channel copy straight. Yeah. So yeah, I completely run out of ideas, or at least for the topic of today's video. Let me check our Twitter to see what drama we can talk about. I don't know how long we've been doing it. We've been doing this for about 40 minutes or so.
Yeah. Check.
Yeah, we've been doing this for about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me check. Hey, let me check Twitter to see what's going on.
Check my Twitter page.
Let's see. Let's see if there's any drama we can talk about today. National Siblings Day. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna post that.
Nobody's getting canceled today. That's good. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Let's change the topic to something else. So I don't think there's any like recent drama that I've really been paying attention to, or at least from what I've been, known of. Um. Um. I don't think there's none. Oh, we went to the at the stream. There a movie or something?
No, not exactly.
No. Oh. Um. I don't know. I don't know what to talk about. Hmm. I guess we can talk about random Thomas thing. I don't know. So, do you believe in like Thomas ships or anything like that?
Yeah.
A bit. I kind of. In my series, just for like the Rosie is Red little thing,
Hmm.
um, I have Thomas and Rosie being in a relationship just for like the whole thing. Speaking
Yeah.
of that, so so I think I have decent amount of videos. I got like a decent amount of videos for like an idea. But yeah,
Mm.
we've been doing this for probably about I don't know 40 minutes or so. Yeah, probably about 40. About 4 years now. Check. Yeah, we've been doing this for about 30 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, about 30 some minutes, which really isn't, which is kind of like saying how long we've been doing this. I actually did an episode, I actually did an episode of this for like a whole hour, and I didn't really know. I didn't even know until like after I stopped recording. Like, I was literally like just talking and chilling. But yeah. So yeah. Hmm, I don't really know what else to talk about. Um any any video ideas you got that's coming up for you?
Not exactly that myself, Samuel,
Huh?
but there was like, I just made something like on Discord, the Discord server, which is the Thomas and Friends Read Up series Discord server.
Mm-hmm.
See if you want to join.
Okay.
So I know that you'll be the voice of Gordon.
Yeah. Yeah, so when you think it's the first episode of the reboot re
Read Up.
redub series?
Thomas and Gordon.
When you think it's gonna come out?
Uh, Probably I'd say July 22nd. That's the beginning of the summer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty nice. So yeah. So we've been talking for like, I don't know. We've been talking for about 35 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah. Anything else you gotta talk about?
No.
So yeah. So yeah, I think this might be time to, end this podcast episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I hope you guys liked this video. Subscribe if you're new. Please subscribe to all of our channels. Follow us on all of our social medias. Even go and follow Bandit and his brother for joining us here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye. I'm
All
out.
right. All right. Peace
Peace.
out. Peace and love. Bye
Bye.
bye.